All right.
So I think here we'll start the session with some background for you. In Spire and across this world, legends speak of three sisters, a spinner, a weaver, a cutter, and they crop up throughout old stories around the world. The drow position them in the night sky far above. The Elfir speak of them in hushed tones as they are old gods of the Northlands and must not be worshipped, and so on. First, the spinner. She spins the strands of life and consequence. Second, the weaver, who measures and crafts the skeins of fate. Third, the cutter, who severs the threads of destiny. But the oldest legends, the most secret ones, tell of a fourth sister, ignored for eons and grown strange and wicked, a thief, a scoundrel, powered by jealousy and pain and fear, spurned by myth, turned rotten like spoiled milk. It is said that she can steal anything from anywhere and bring it to you for a price: a ring, a heart, a crown, a sword, a last breath. Like all of the oldest horses, her bond can be a curse, for she will also steal from the caster, or bring unasked for boons that lead them only into danger or debt. Her sign is simple: two large circles opposite each other, but connected by many interlinked smaller ones. A thief and a victim, chained together by destiny, perhaps day and night, linked by twilight. War and peace, death and life. Not saying trespass. Alesha is pinned in the basement. There are four gnolls who have uh, gotten her and the hyenas sort of in a corner of this burned out, but surprisingly, well, it's burned out now because the floor has fallen in. It was a surprisingly clean basement full of uh, tables and gear and strange alchemical and possibly even retro engineered technology. On the surface, up these stairs to this basement, Calix, you are bleeding, and one of the gnolls is loping away into the, uh, well, away from you into the
Yeah.
district deeper.
I am going to need to throw up my Canticle of Reweaving. I think that's what it's called. Remaking. That's a fixed plus occult, and it should remove some of that blood stress from me. And who knows, maybe the bleeding. We'll see. That is a 10.
Wow.
Right. A strong start.
Excellent. And that, just taking a quick look at it.
Cool.
All right.
Take
So,
that.
it will remove D6 blood stress from yourself. And given that it was a critical, I am inclined to let you remove that followed as well. The bleeding.
Fantastic. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, just binding up those wounds with silken strands from my mouth because it's not coming out the other end. That's for sure.
Alesha yells at the remaining two of you, but her words are muffled by the growling and the snarls and the spoken language of the gnolls threatening her. They seem to be, well, standoff is not quite right, but they can't get close without getting in range of the hyenas, and she can't move out of that corner without exposing herself or her pets. Greylor, the big gnoll, the one that gave you the bar, is trying to organize the fight with limited success. He's shouting orders and getting specific gnolls to try to break away, but they're not listening to him very well. And so he will take the shotgun that he is wielding and point it at you, Keller, and just say, "Up the stairs, away now."
What is the language that we speak called?
You are speaking. It's by species. So you are speaking Drow by default. The gnolls are speaking a gnollish language that you do not understand, except for Grayler, who is speaking Elfir. You will all be able to speak Elfir, given that you have to in this city to be able to do your durance and whatnot.
You speak Elfir. That's great. That means we can talk this out, he says with his gun still pointed at the gnoll.
Nothing to speak. We paid your bribe. You have come back. Now it is time to die. He cocks the shotgun.
I find myself in strong disagreement. Also, I've accepted no bribes.
Oh. I suppose I won't have to feel bad when I kill you then, he says. Please roll resistance and crime.
To what end?
You are going to take blood stress from him firing on you.
Okay. I'm going to... Okay, yeah, let's do that. Crime and resist. I only have crime, so 2 days.
The shot will not hit you. You can describe that however you'd like.
Can Keller do something incredibly impressive and possibly entirely accidental by firing his gun and hitting the shotgun enough to send it upward and make him miss?
That will have to be a separate action. This was just to avoid taking damage.
Oh, then we determined that there was a hole in the floor that the other gnoll
Indeed.
fell into. Gonna just step backward into it.
That will put you down in the middle of the fight.
Oh,
Imagine, okay, so a burned out building. There was a stairway down to a basement and a sort of a floor. And as Alesha moved across the top floor, it collapsed, revealing the basement underneath. So it was with stairs and a hole going down to the basement.
Then I think Keller will pull off his... I have never described it, but I've kind of imagined him as always wearing like a pork pie hat. And he's going to just whip it toward the gnoll and duck, hoping that it will obscure his vision enough that he can't track where Keller went.
And where is Keller going?
Well, he told me to go upstairs, so the opposite way.
So you're heading down towards him then?
Yes.
All right. That's fine. And you rolled a crit on the resist, so I will not make you roll for taking damage there, because he would normally be firing at you for trying to approach. Cool. You are able to get down to the bottom of the stairs, where there is sort of a second door frame, and you can press yourself on the close side of it to have some cover.
Is there anything immediately interesting in this? I'm asking if there's something strange here in this place, something noteworthily strange.
Sure. The area, now that you're closer, you can see, is full of various types of equipment. There are, bubbling alembics, and there's a pile of silver in the corner in like little crates. You can see not really what's in them, but the crates have glittering metal in them. You see bars like the one that you were given, the Auton was given, arranged coming out of some sort of small scale melting device. There shouldn't be enough heat in here to do that. You're not quite sure how they're melting things. There's no forge that you can see. But there's also a series of workstations where, it's beyond you. There's scribblings of various kinds, notebooks, devices for measuring things. It's a lab. What is strange, perhaps, are the manacles bound to the floor here and there.
Drow sized?
I don't think you're close enough to tell.
Okay. Well, all this seems important, if nothing else, so Keller's going to try and get the equipment between him and the name I can't remember. Grayler, thank you.
We'll come back to that in a moment. We'll see how you do with that. The three of the gnolls that are attacking Alesha, they confer among themselves in a language that you can't parse, and one of them, sort of without their gaze leaving Alesha, is sort of like reaching over and patting at a table, and then they find a large bubbling piece of glassware, and they fling it at her. She has nowhere to go to dodge it, and so it hits her. She screams. Calyx.
Yes.
No, sorry, Auton, rather. Where does the gnoll that you hadn't seen before come from? Because there's another one that is not the one that's running away, and is not Grayler, and is not one of the ones harassing Alesha. So it pops out near you. Where?
It pops out of a Vermissian access hatch.
Indeed it does. There's perhaps a moment where it is as surprised as you are before it hears the yelling and the growling and the commands and the sounds of the fight, and it kind of shakes off its surprise. But you have a moment here to take an action before it can do anything.
There is the simple action of fire a weapon at it. Or there's attempt to does it have a weapon on it? Does the gnoll have a weapon on it?
It has some sort of device. You can't tell if it's a weapon or not. It looks like a stolen human technology of some kind, but it's kind of a long stick filled with glowing gems.
Do we wrestle that away, or do we send him back into the Vermissian? It's human tech. Auton's going to attempt to to grab the stick, whatever this human technology is. It's
perfect. Roll that is fight and crime.
Oh, good. That'll be 3 dice for the day. Well, that is a success.
How do you try to grab it? Narrate me something.
I mean, there's clearly a handle. So Auton lunges for the handle. It's not a smooth, silk-touched pickpocket. It is a desperate grab.
As Auton's hands close around this stick, you realize that these gems, some of them are movable. They are, in fact, a kind of button, you think. So as you grab it, several of them depress into the handle, and there's a loud whir, and both you and the gnoll are suddenly seized with a jolt of electroplasmic energy. Both of you are going to take D3 blood stress.
going to get worse. I'm all right with that. I'm less all right with that, but I'll do a fallout roll in a sec. Yeah, it's a failure.
I think the power surging through this locks up your muscles, and you feel discoordinated, twitchy, like you've fallen or are drunk, or well, realistically, like you've been tased a little bit. So we're gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you to take stunned, which means for now you don't have the fight skill.
Sounds good.
Is that what kind of fallout is that?
That's blood fallout.
Sorry, I can't do anything about that one.
Oh, that's okay.
The knoll does not look like it's in better condition, though, as it twitches and flails with that same energy going through it. Both of your hands are clenched around this device, and it gives you a moment, Auton, to notice that there are wounds around this knoll's wrists, areas where the fur has been worn clean, and there's sort of a bloody wound.
Autumn would think back to the manacles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Does Autumn know anything in Knowlish? Probably a couple words. Can Autumn attempt to tell the Knoll that we are against Greylord? Greylord bad. I'm assuming that this Knoll is coming back for revenge on the Knolls that imprisoned him. I could be very wrong, but...
Hold that thought. We'll come back to it.
Excellent. Do I reduce any stress for the fallout?
You do. You can remove 3 stress.
Excellent.
Calix, you finished binding your wounds. You see Auton and new Noel grappling over some stick. But in the basement, Greylor is shouting a challenge at Keller. Alesha is screaming. What are you doing?
How many gnolls are down there?
There are 3 that you can see cornering Alesha.
Great.
Plus Greylor opposite the doorway that is at the bottom of the stairs. And then there's one on near Auton up top. But that's all the ones you can see. It doesn't mean that's all the ones there are.
Great. I will call out my sweetlings, specifically my little dagger weavers, and have them crawl out of my clothing down the hole and all over those gnolls. And let's see how that goes. Let's compel an occult. Ooh, that is a success. So that's going to do, let's see, what do we have here? That is...
You can use them as a D6 piercing, spread D6, stunning one-shot weapon.
Fantastic. So it will affect how many targets?
So it'll be spread D6. Yeah, 1D6 there.
Up
Holy
to 6
moly.
targets. So
all right.
All the gnolls I can see, and if there's any other they want to find down there, I'll let them have at.
Okay. You ask you to roll 1d6 of mind stress to start, though, for that spell.
1d6 of mind stress. 6. Yes. Let's do it. Mind stress. Here we go. Mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Youch. And let's do that resistance roll or fallout test. It's gonna be pretty rough. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could have succeeded on that one.
And that's what kind of fallout is it?
It should be mined, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta take more shadow fallout.
But I do need to roll damage for those guys. That is a d6.
Yes.
Cool. There it goes. 3. That's fine.
Okay.
And,
we mark a bunch of damage to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. These sweetlings crawl out and begin crawling up the knolls onto the other surfaces of the lab, just spreading out everywhere. And the gnolls begin yelling and howling in panic and trying to scoop all these tiny little spiders off of them. It's not particularly effective, and you can see through the sweetlings like raised welts where they've injected their venom into these gnolls. The yelling has taken on a decidedly more panicked tone at this point.
Good.
Alesha uses the opportunity to push past the 3 that were cornering her, who are stumbling and trying to scoop, bugs off of them, and you see her disappearing further into the basement beyond where you can see through the hole, with some sort of war cry as she positions herself in a way that she can now counterattack without being immediately hit.
Excellent.
Keller. Grayler, you wanted to try to sneak up, to get through the door and put some equipment between Grayler and yourself?
Yes.
That sounds like a pursue and crime, because we're doing crime for this district. I will give you an extra die because Grayler and the other gnolls are all very distracted right now.
All right, that is 4 dice for me then. Wow.
That is wow. All right. Given that roll, is there any sort of specific attributes for the gear that you'd like to put between yourself and Grayler?
Something that would make him hesitate before firing at risk of hitting it for whatever reason, whether it's valuable or it would explode, whatever.
There is a large canister-looking thing that seems to be connected to the small foundry, the small amount of metals that are being poured out. It doesn't radiate any sort of heat, but as you approach it, you see Grayler's eyes go a bit wide, and he'll sort of reflexively point the shotgun away from you a bit, so he's not tracking that device into its aim.
Excellent.
Keller's eyes will widen at that, and he'll point his gun right at it and say, "Okay, maybe you'll listen now."
Idiot Drow, you will kill all of us.
Well, I mean, if you're going to kill half of us, I might as well make it a full set.
Oh, that's a cold line.
He snarls something, and the other gnolls freeze.
That's more like it. Auton, Calyx, breathing?
Yes, I think so.
Atan, I don't think, can say anything. His jaw is currently shut from the stun and the shock.
1 out of 2, I'll take it as a win. So, now that I have your attention, why don't you explain what's going on here? You can use small words so these idiot drows can follow.
You could not begin to understand the research we are performing.
Research. Inspire. Knowles. Surely this is something the Guard would love to hear about.
And Grayler will look around and say, perhaps. I do not think that your Vermissian inspection agency is real. However, I also can perform research.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore, but go on with this research.
Why don't you come over here and I will show you?
I'm actually quite comfortable. And he'll just tap the equipment with the end of his gun.
What? It's faint, but as soon as you're physically connected to it, even through your gun, you hear faint screaming.
Oh.
Fantastic.
He'll look at it, then look up at the knoll and say, okay, I'll take it for granted that this is demonological.
Then you know what the risk of releasing it would be.
Absolutely. Tell me anyway.
He looks around and actually points at one of the other gnolls, like he's a teacher calling out a student. And that gnoll will shuffle forward and look between the two of you nervously, and Grayler will bark something at it in Gnollish, and in fairly broken Alfir, the other gnoll will say, death. Destroy. Thought. Dissolve. Grayler scowls. His Elfir is not yet very good.
Well, hopefully he'll get a chance to keep working on that. For whom?
Sorry, are you asking him for whom he's working?
Yeah, who's this for? Yeah. Gnolls don't get into Spire just on a whim. Or wait, do they?
They do not. You are Spire is at war with the Gnollish Nation.
That's yeah.
You have only the leverage of death, little drow.
Oh, I thought by now we were starting to become friends.
He just looks at you like he's not going to respond to that. Auton, I think at this point you have managed to free yourself from the grip of the electrical discharge in that device. The other Noel has dropped the stick and is just sort of has taken a step back from you and is still twitching occasionally. It doesn't look like he's going to be aggressive towards you, but you can take an action if you'd like as well.
Finish the previous action of grabbing the stun baton, taser, human stick from the safe end. Is there a safe end is the question first.
There is, in fact, a handle on the side of the handle.
absolutely grab the hand.
You pick this up and you feel immediately that this is somehow attuned to the energies of the Remisian. It looks complicated, and you don't know what half of the well, or any really of the gems on it do, except for the one that appeared to electrify it.
And the gems are like buttons right about at thumb point, or are they like along the length of it if you'd hit someone and then they'd get the shock?
There are both, in fact.
Oh, God. I need to figure out what this does. While doing that, Atan's going to just mutter something to this one stunned Knoll about Greylord bad. Whatever broken Knowlish he can.
Yeah. I think when you do that, actually, hold on. How good is your Knowlish, do you think?
I can probably ask where the library is.
I see.
In that classic middle school Spanish "Donde está la biblioteca" kind of way of no real pronunciation, couple vocab words, a couple guidebook phrases that will never actually get used.
You say what you think is Greylord bad, and the other Knoll frowns, and then we'll like exaggeratedly nod at you, like it. That's not their body language, but they've seen Alfir do it.
Good. Good. With that problem sorted, in no way, shape, or form, I have to figure out what this stick does. Unfortunately, all of my skills involve the Vermisian or access to it. Atan's gonna just hit a couple buttons at random, avoiding the colors of the shock. Or scientifically, like if there are buttons up where the thumb would go.
One of them turns on a light.
Yes, have light.
Another one does not appear to do anything that you can discern.
Perfect.
You're not even sure it was meant to shock you at this point. This thing is weird and kind of cobbled together. Also, it's human tech. Human tech sometimes just doesn't work.
It really doesn't.
All right. Grayler begins slowly stepping backwards away from you, Keller.
I think you're good where you are.
I disagree. And he doesn't stop moving.
Well, I have to warn you, if you keep that up, my friend with a gun will have to make his appearance.
Your friend with a gun.
He's a good friend, and it's a big gun.
Have you considered, little drow, that I might also have friends with guns?
Yes, but yours are more vested in not having this little doohickey blow up.
He thinks about it. If you kill us all, I suppose my problem is solved either way.
This might be hard to believe, but I'm not actually the bloodthirsty type. Perhaps we can work things out in a less fatal way.
What does that particular NPC wish to protect above all else?
Grayler?
Yes.
Grayler wishes to protect a couple of things. He wishes to protect this opportunity. He wishes to protect his family. He has no particular interest in protecting the other gnolls.
If we release what is inside there, do you think it will stop with us?
What? Sorry, who are you asking that to?
Graylor, yelling it down.
If you release our, he uses a gnollish word you don't recognize, we will all cease to exist.
All, meaning everyone?
He looks at you like, no, this immediate area.
And do you think it will end here?
If it's not us, she will just find others.
She.
Yes, she, Drow. You say you wish this to be a confrontation that does not end in violence, then go. We will leave. We will find a different place from which to work. You will not find us again.
Wouldn't count on that one. We could work something out, but that requires a little quid pro quo.
It is at this point that Alesha comes back from the far portion of the basement and says, we absolutely cannot work something out. They have intruded on our sovereign territory and attacked a senior charnel priestess. They must pay.
I don't know you.
You will. And she is Auton, and actually probably this is more of a Calix thing. To your senses, she is summoning some sort of divine magic.
Yes. Go.
So, I think at this point I'd like to ask, what is present in the world that would be there if it was a schlocky Pulp Fiction story for me to use this to diffuse the situation?
That's a good question for the table. I will give you the basis here. They are running demonological experiments in part of Spire, which is super illegal, and they shouldn't be here at all. What is a schlocky thing that would be in a kind of a horror, an urban horror?
There's a pressurized canister of holy water, like a fire extinguisher sitting against the wall.
Yeah. Fair enough. There is that. There appears to be a this one actually has Drow writing on it, and you can see it's been blessed by Eidolon.
And that will diffuse her summon?
Oh, against Alesha?
Well, the whole situation here before it blows up.
I'm genuinely not sure that anything short of their full surrender is going to make Alesha stand down. She's angry.
Anyone have any ideas how to get closer to that?
Kill the gnolls.
That is one form of surrender, yeah.
I mean, if we don't kill them, they will come back somewhere else and continue this work, which we do not want to happen.
But if we do kill them, we don't find out who she is.
Correct.
Aton can separate exactly one of them from the rest of the group for a substantial amount of time. Just say the word and tell me which Knoll, because Greylor might be the wrong one.
But Greylor also speaks Elf.
Yeah.
We've got people that speak Knollish somewhere. Aton doesn't know them yet, but we've got them somewhere. Hope. Maybe. Yeah.
Auton, you would know as a Vermissian sage that in other versions of Spire, there are definitely ones where you are not at war with the Gnolls. And so it should be possible to.
Yes. The uncertainty was Aton trying to convince the group that Aton totally doesn't actually know anyone that speaks Knollish.
Okay.
He also said that, or does Calix know that he doesn't care about the other Gnolls?
I think
believe
so.
Yeah.
Like that's information. Then they might not be as useful either.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get rid of Greylor. Sounds good.
Then I think if there's any kind of like tarp or blanket or covering thing, Keller's going to wrap that demon tank and try and shield it with his body as Alessia does her thing. If we're getting Greylor out of the equation.
Okay, so just to make sure I'm sure what's happening here. Keller, you're going to try to shield the giant tank, and Auton, you're going to yeet Greylor into the Vermissian?
We're going to Vermissian drop him.
Okay.
And hey, saving his life might mean he feels indebted.
Or it screws things up in the future, but hey.
Yeah, we'll find out.
That makes for a good story.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, let's start with that then. So we'll see what the Vermissian drop does, and then we'll work backward or work forward from there.
A plunge a target into the dark realms of the Vermissian, hopefully never to return. That's the text, not me. It's occult plus fix to cast the spell. On a success, immediately plunge one nearby target into the Vermissian through a hitherto unseen trapdoor, hole, or gap in reality. They may or may not be able to fight their way out. But they're out of our hair for now. With Fix and Occult, that's 3 dice.
How does the Vermissian drop just completely work on Greylor here?
It's Auton fumbling with the shock baton of some kind when he hears a light jingle as he realizes the baton has hit the key ring. She pulls out one of the keys that happens to be glowing that classic green. Shocked for a moment. It's okay. And she'll put the key in one of the nearby walls, turns it, nothing happens. Turns it a second time, nothing happens. After the third turn, Auton looks over the edge and sees that a series of mechanical levers is trying to open underneath Greylor, and with one final hard turn, this iris opens up below. A jet of steam rushes out, the kind of hot gas that escapes an opening Vermissian port. And Greylor falls in. We hear bangs and and the clattering of someone falling down a steam vent. Closing up the key, we can see. Yes, we hear. where you can see that the grate closes one more time. And with a fifth turn, the grate disappears completely, as if it hadn't been here before, and won't be here again.
There is a moment of stunned silence from, I think, everyone except for you, perhaps, Auton. And then the gnolls, all of them, upon seeing Grayler just disappear into the floor, will throw down anything they're carrying, any weapons, and one will sort of lie down on the floor with their hands outstretched, not like a praising thing, but like a we are not a threat movement.
And Auton would stand over the lip, looking down on the group, waving the stun baton, finally figuring out how to turn the flashlight off. Got it!
Keller will look to Alesha and say, good enough?
She sort of scoffs. There is no honor in killing surrendered warriors. Very well. Calyx.
Yes.
What are you going to do? Because that giant vat that they've been fighting over is absolutely filled with moonlight.
Yeah. Let me see. What is everyone else's attitude towards it at the moment?
Please do not break open the demon tank.
The gnolls are not paying any attention to it at all because they are all very obviously trying to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think Alesha was noticing it to begin with. So, Keller, what is you were trying to cover it, I guess.
Well, if it would be so bad if it blew up, assuming that Alesha was going to do something big and potentially harmful. But, I mean, it was just useful.
Are we talking about the demon blow up bad thing or the thing full of holy water?
Oh, the demon blow up bad thing. That's obviously why they are trying to protect it. It's full of moonlight.
Of course. How mobile is it?
It is bigger than you.
It is bigger than me. I will calmly and casually approach it and run my fingers along it to see what kind of mechanisms or affordances it has.
It is a large brass-covered tank with ribbing up the side, reinforcing it. As your fingers move along it, it is cold, and you can hear the trapped moonlight screaming inside when you touch it. On the front, there are two different spigots, almost. And on the back, near the top, there is some sort of multi-stage, like a drawer that you can push in and then invert while it's not open. So a way to place things into the vat.
If I give it a wrap, how thick does the tank seem to be metal-wise?
It rings with a satisfying, the satisfying sound of bells on a moonlit night. It's about an inch thick. Alternatively, if you don't want to have to destroy this thing or open it right now, since you had a mind fallout, I believe, just now, I'll offer you permanently weird, which is the same thing that you have now, only you can't get rid of it.
Right. I mean, I can get rid of it once.
Yes.
Yeah, I accept that.
All right. Every
Now,
other task that does not involve freeing the moonlight is now one step harder, permanent.
Yes. Can you help me move this? I'll say to the room in general.
It is bolted to the table.
I assume there's a way to detach it without destroying it.
I mean, there's gears and there's stuff all over this place. There's tools you could use to detach it. Just it's going to be a minute to do so. You can't just walk off with it.
Yeah.
Keller will help.
All right. Alesha is going through and trying to sort of ensure that the gnolls are not moving, and will watch the two of you. What are you doing?
Alesha, I require transport. Something I can take this to New Heaven with.
We have more pressing concerns.
You have more pressing concerns.
No, I'm pretty sure the gnolls are the big concern. Auton would say as he's attempting to pull some manacles off the wall to handcuff the gnolls.
The manacles are all, not just free on the wall. They're all sort of near one of the tables. They seem to be perhaps used to chain people to workstations.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach the manacles, though, at least one of the gnolls on the floor who can see you will just start speaking in. You can't understand what he's saying, but he sounds alarmed.
Looking at Alesha and then knowing what I know about the charnel priests, do you understand a word of that?
You think that simply because our god is hyena-based, that I can speak their language.
Is that so unreasonable?
No, you are correct.
Okay.
They
What is the
beg
word
for
of that?
freedom.
Oh. That sounds like your problem.
Not work. We're not chaining them to work. We're chaining them so we don't have to deal with them doing things.
Deal with them doing things. We should bring them to the guard.
That's what... Yes, that is what we're doing.
Agreed.
Do you really think that the the 4 of us, 7 of us,
They have surrendered.
then let us take them to the guard.
If you approach them with the manacles, though, they're going to start to tense up. Like they are not.
We won't approach them with the manacles. There's also one upstairs.
What? Do we have any kind of assumption about what the guard would do to them?
Throw them in prison or kill them?
I mean, we could just turn them loose and tell them to make themselves scarce.
Not in Spire.
A better chance than giving to the guard.
Looking at Alesha, Keller will ask her to ask them if they wanted to be here.
She goes over to one of them, the one that spoke at least some Alfir earlier, and will speak in their language. And after a few moments, she will stand up and look at all of you, and say, "They were captured in the war, brought here
By Alfir?
Yes.
That very much feels like we've uncovered hidden information.
It sure does. Someone is importing null prisoners of war to Spire.
Does that does that trigger a refresh?
Sure. Take a D, gosh, 8 for that? That's super not good.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't see why we shouldn't give them a chance to get out.
I guess it also sounds like we're defending the defenseless, doesn't it?
Sounds a little reckless too, huh?
Hey, a good story.
All right. Here's the challenge that you're going to face then. Moving gnolls around Spire will be difficult, and anywhere that they are seen will cause an immediate response, except perhaps like Red Row or somewhere where there's effectively no law to begin with.
Mhm.
The Alesha will tell you after some conversation that they would prefer to just leave Spire.
Let's give them the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Provided they can tell us anything about the Alfir that captured them and force them to work.
All right. I'm going to ask for an investigate roll from the group of you, and we'll just sort of cover what you can get out of the gnolls and also what you can get out of this lab, and we'll see what you can learn.
I have investigate and a few other things.
Ditto.
Same.
Whoever would like to roll it, and whoever would like to contribute.
Mind if I do the roll?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. I'll help.
It's investigate and what?
Occult or crime.
I have both. So with 2 dice for skills, 1 for doing, and 2 help, 5 dice.
Sounds good to me. It takes a while, but between Alesha translating and what is left in this lab, you learn a number of things. The gnolls have been, the oldest ones, have been here for about 2 years. Various different ones of them are cycled in and out as they are killed or as is necessary. Grayler has put down more than one rebellion from them at this point, and whenever their numbers are depleted, an Alfir woman with a black mask delivers additional gnolls. All of them were fighters in the Alfir gnoll conflict. Most of them were engineers or were trained in demonology. They just want to go home, but they have no way of doing so, and they had been confined here, and they do not know how they would do that. In terms of the lab, there are 2 things that they are doing. One is creating components for Eidolons, and the other is taking a glassy byproduct from their experiments, not only from this lab, but from other labs, and mixing it with numerous drugs, which are then picked up and brought elsewhere.
Well, this apparently is the source of the Drac. And by stopping this lab, as well as any others we find, we are dealing with the Ministry's enemies.
That is true.
They seem, though, a lot more alarmed, not by the Drek, but by the other experiments they've been doing, producing components for Eidolons. Alesha is not sufficiently versed in the technical details of Eidolon crafting, and so between that and the language barrier, you can't quite be sure what the Eidolons were for or where they went. They can't describe it in a way that she could translate. But they all seem a lot more concerned about that than the drugs.
That would be the bigger issue for us all.
What happens to the Eidolon bits? So the drug gets picked up by someone they don't know. What happens to the Eidolon stuff?
They are also picked up, not at the same time.
At like a regular interval?
Yes, but it does seem to depend on some criterion that they're not aware of. Grayler organized all of it.
Did they have enough produced for a pickup? I'm asking if we can make a trap for whoever is picking it up.
They will have to make more if you want that to happen.
I don't think we want them to make more as much as we want the trap. We want less of this stuff.
Yeah.
Could they make like basically just the outside of it? Could they make a fake Eidolon?
I'm also going to roll for that one. That's a somewhat complicated concept to communicate through an interpreter when they're non-technical. You think you communicate that, but you're not entirely sure.
Tom thinks it's too risky. I would say as much. It's too risky to be meddling with really third-party contractors. We can't directly tell. Attempting to make fake, more or less, bombs.
Fair. I guess we'd want to go to Grayler then for any idea on how to like trigger a pickup. And then if we wanted to involve ourselves there, we wouldn't need to actually provide anything. We would just need like boxes.
Yeah.
Indeed, there are large boxes. Some of them are partially filled in the lab already. You could extrapolate at least what a pickup should look like.
Aton is going to take one of the components.
It is a silver loop, a box full of silver loops. Some of them have been put into chains, some of them have not.
Oh god, they're making an Eidolon in the shape of the Fourth Sisters icon.
Yep.
Oh, the intro story fit perfectly as a reminder. God, that's good. That was good.
Alesha will see you all sort of milling about and having this conversation, and she's transiting. And then eventually she'll put her hands on Sacred's head and say, "They cannot make more in my district."
We don't need them to make ones that function.
They cannot stay here to begin with. This, and she points at the giant hole in the ceiling, will be discovered very shortly. Moreover, I do not want them here.
If you can help me move this large, bulky thing, and perhaps enlist them to help, we can get them and this dangerous, moonlight-filled item out of your district.
Oh,
Moonlight-filled?
Moonlight filled.
Wait, no,
But it's
Calix.
clearly
It's not
silver,
moonlight.
Drow.
No, we're not opening that.
I'm afraid we have to.
There's no moonlight in there. There's probably a demon. There's no moonlight.
That's why we're not going to open it here.
That is the first reasonable thing you've said about moonlight this entire time. Okay, we're not opening it here, but we shouldn't open it in Spire. We can open it in a safe location miles away.
If we open it at the top of Spire, the moonlight will more easily be able to escape. And if there's any collateral damage, it will be mostly Elfir that suffer.
Alesha puts her hand up. We are near the top of Spire, Drow. I would prefer that there be no accidents or further untoward damage to this sacred place.
What if, Calix, are there not mountains higher than Spire, closer and more natural to the moonlight that we could take this to?
But very few Elfir live in the mountains.
Not the mountains to the north. And why we do not need to open this near the Alfir. We don't need to open this. Keller, tell him we don't need to open this.
We should not open this.
That's not very convincing.
It will be opened.
Not here. Nowhere near Spire. We live here, Calix. Your eggs are here.
There are many others to take care of my eggs.
No.
I have a new egg to hatch.
No, this is not an egg that needs to hatch. We definitely do not want to open this.
Keller, you heard the screams.
Yes, once was enough.
And that implies suffering.
Would
you have all those countless screams, their suffering to continue?
Depending on what's inside there, yes, I would. I think we should perhaps put this discussion off for when there is not a heart-stealing serial killer or demonic party drugs or an Elfir in a black mask kidnapping gnolls into Spire.
At the very least, you could have it not in my district, leaving there has been fighting.
Exactly. We should take this dangerous item out of your district.
Yes.
We can take it and the gnolls through the Vermissian.
Good.
Gnolls can leave, and the egg can be placed in the hands of people who can watch it and care for it until it is ready to hatch naturally without interference.
I think that's a good plan.
Okay. We're going to take our first break here, and we'll come back and try to figure out, out of character, what you want to do next.
Cool.
5 minutes sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
See you in a bit.
We didn't have to take them into the vault. We could just find a station. Like one of the lower stations near the entrance.
They're engineers. Maybe we could make use of that. Don't know how, but
Hmm. We will also at some point need to form a hunting party to go find Greylor in the Vermissian.
Mm.
I mean, it sounded like he hit some things on his way down. He might not be moving that fast.
So, to recap, you have you have at least 4 gnolls. The one that was up at the top that Auton was fighting with will also have a runoff as soon as it was unsupervised.
Most unfortunate.
And that makes two gnolls that you know for sure are free in New Heaven running around. The other ones, Alesha wants them out of the district. They are, you think, engineers. The only places that they would be safe in Spire would be either a lawless district where the guard and everyone else is not going to find them, which would be a down Spire somewhere like Red Row, or theoretically the Vermissian. Although calling the Vermissian safe by any stretch of the imagination is not really accurate.
What? The spiders only eat like 10 people a month? That's so many less than die of spiders outside the Vermissian.
They also, and this is a little bit meta, but like they're also great big carnivores. So, like feeding them would probably be tricky. They want to go home. The only reasonable way to do that is, well, they can't walk there and they can't go there underground. So if you want them to go back to the new job, you're looking at a sky whale probably.
That could be a tomorrow problem, though.
Sure good.
I think it's going to have to be because a sky whale is going to be expensive and ask questions.
Oh, I've never encountered a sky. Do sky whales ask questions?
A sky whale is kind of hard to see. The great big flying thing in this art. Is that visible?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No.
it took a minute, and then it came up. So like Falcor, but a bug.
Sure, I don't know what a Falcor is.
Never-ending story.
I'll believe you.
Luck dragon.
Yeah, big furry dragon.
They are not particularly. They're big and floaty and blimp-like and pack animals, and not super fast or intelligent. So they're driven. They're not free roaming.
It would be that the crews running the sky whale would have questions.
Yes.
Got it.
Really only ask 4 important questions on a day-to-day basis, the most important being when's lunch.
So yeah, we don't have time to solve that just yet.
So we have to go buy a whole lot of meat.
I hear there are goats in the Vermissian.
I mean, there are.
There are. It might just be easier to hunt and kill Greylor than the goats. Well, we can try. Or we can be sensible and just buy large quantities of meat.
Might be worth a shot. So for the time being, at least, just drop them into the Vermissian for now?
Oh, well, no, we don't need to drop. We can walk like civilized people. There's a back door around here somewhere.
There is.
As long as they can bring the egg.
We will bring the egg.
And Alesha will say, I appreciate the work that you have done for our goddess Charnel today in finding these interlopers. She nods. You have my gratitude. Know, though, that if I see any of these in New Heaven again, I will not be so merciful.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. Do pass on to the other Charnelites that there are other cells of this group.
There are more?
Of course.
Do you recall the explosion in the Mortician district a few days ago? The one that never made the papers?
She narrows her eyes and then looks at the giant canister.
We don't want that happening here, do we?
That's
No.
why we aren't going to open it.
We can only assume that if there were 2, there's probably 3 and 4. We will inform the Morticians
You will do no such thing.
that there is danger lurking beneath your streets, that they need to be on the watch for, that if they fail to protect, your people will get hurt?
If there are more of these, whatever this is, on their part of New Heaven, that is a problem for their priests and acolytes to discover. We will ensure that this part of the district, the true sacred part of the district, is protected.
I think for over Alesha's shoulder, Keller is just giving Auton just a don't worry.
Very well.
Very well. Then, be it so formally noted that Alesha of the Carrion priests is in your debt. A small debt. You may each take a individual bond with Alesha, the Carrion priest.
Keller's already workshopping a carry-on priest, am I right?
This isn't your wayward son. This is a carrion priest.
So we probably need to find Greylor next to get... Do we need Greylor for the next step? Whatever.
I don't know, what is the next step?
Presumably to find where these things are going, like between the Drek or the Eidolons.
Well, you actually, not you, Keller, but everyone else would notice a thing. The construction and markings of the crate of Eidolons is very similar to the crate of drugs that you currently have stashed in the Vermissian. It is reasonable to assume that
We have to
the
go
drugs were coming from here to the Skydocks stall for distribution.
Oh, we have to go back to the knights and the mercenaries. They're no fun. They're all shooty.
I have a suggestion.
No, we can't open the moonlight vessel near them.
We can,
Suggestion.
but should we?
Okay, let's drop out of in character and figure out what your plan is for the Knolls. and then we can do a larger meta roll for how that goes.
I think we're taking them into the Vermissian.
Yeah.
Are you planning on putting them, introducing them to the sages, or are you just letting them free in the tunnels?
The safest place for them is with the sages, particularly the ones that study gnolls.
Okay.
As seeing if they can be kept reasonably well and talked to about their work here.
Okay. I think you will need a contact to handle their upkeep unless you want to do that directly, which means, Auton, I'm guessing you're going to have to go talk to the professor?
Yes, at this point, we probably do have to go talk to the professor, because I wouldn't know the gnoll specialists.
All right. The gnolls seem, as you move them around and move them towards the Vermissian entrance, that the one popped out of here, both scared and resigned and glad to be free all at once. It's a strange mixture of emotions where you can see, excitement or happiness, but also fear. They do not. They seem appropriately cautious of the Vermissian, but they are not rubbernecking around or acting like they are unfamiliar with it. So you suspect they have moved through these tunnels before.
Too many people in the Vermissian.
After how much are you going to show them? Are you just going to go right to the vault? Are you going to try to confuse them, or what is the overall way that you're handling them in terms of ally versus enemy here?
I would assume we'd take them down a confusing labyrinth of paths that the rest of you would find to be a maze, but Auton would know is in fact the fastest way. It just happens to be we're taking 4 left turns in a row kind of pathing.
And they are able to, 2 of them are carrying, no, 3 of them are carrying the gigantic brass vat container pressurized thing. And they also seem familiar with like how to carry it and how to move it. Like they fall into position rapidly as if they have, I mean, you can assume they did this last week when they moved out of Gargoyle Station, right? So I'm just going to roll a die real fast. The passageway through the Vermissian is quieter than normal. It seems like perhaps these gnolls have been either patrolling it and cleaning it out, or it's just a quiet day. The only thing that you find is right in the middle of the tracks as you're moving through them, a small leather-bound book, Auton.
I mean, someone's littered. We have to pick it up and
It is a journal that is entitled "Things I Remember."
Interesting.
Inside, flipping through it as you walk, you see just lists of mundane occurrences, notes about what was had for meals, descriptions about laundry, works doing manual labor in the works. What is the but every once in a while, sprinkled in the list will be something that is framed in a mundane way, but is absolutely not a normal thing that would happen in Spire. For the table, what is the mundane yet strange entry in Things I Remember?
They encountered a small child, a drow child, wandering around with a violin or fiddle. Violin, I think.
It is a violin. I know exactly what you're referring to.
Many questions. It describes just a normal street, people going about their day-to-day business, casually shopping, just walking on the walls, across buildings, stepping over open windows as if puddles in the street.
I think they also describe having meals with their human friend.
Okay. Yeah, that's all there is to it. As far as you can tell, it is just a journal with stuff like that in it.
Yeah.
When the caravan of you arrives at one of the entrances to the Vermissian vault, Auton, you're able to go in and locate Zeph, the professor, or at least their room. Their door is closed, and there is the sound of clanging and clattering and all sorts of noise of furniture being moved around inside the room.
Auton would depress a button linked to a light and a small buzzer that alerts Zeph that she is there.
Yeah, but right now, really?
It is some matter of urgency, Auton.
Oh, isn't it always?
Store.
There is the sound of like just an extremely heavy thing being pushed across concrete, and then the door will crack open, and Zeph, the professor, will peek their head out. Auton, we've never seen Zeph before in this game, have we? What do they look like?
Zeph would be for a drow, tall and thin, little wiry, large eyes that sort of take in everything and dart about. A short bit of orange hair, streaked with various colors of either grime or whatever project is currently being worked on, as if someone were to run their hand through their hair, accidentally streaking it. Probably wearing a nice a sweater underneath a thick lab coat, covered in similarly colored splotches.
I wrote down lab goat, and that's something very different.
There may be in the corner there is Zeph's lab goat. It is currently typing out on on a board, just currently typing out a research paper and a proposal.
The beast's long tongue dances out across the various keys and things to depress it, and it looks over at you through the cracked open door, Auton, and bleats a single time before going back to its work.
Auton bleats back similarly as if this is a normal ritual.
Auton, I'm busy.
I happen to have people who may be able to help you with your furniture conundrum, and will need a favor.
Not a conundrum. It's just doesn't matter. What people? Who have you brought here?
A pack of gnolls.
Auton, very funny. You got me. The wonderful prank.
Auton will open the door slightly to reveal 3 gnolls holding a large vessel.
Oh, goddess above.
And
what is this? What is this nonsense?
How familiar are you with Eidolons?
The demonological construct?
Excellent. Someone has been manufacturing them all throughout New Heaven.
Yeah, that's surprising. I thought that sort of illegal manufacture was limited largely to the university district.
That's what we would have thought, but someone's trafficked in Gnoll prisoners of war, specifically in Alfir.
And this is not a creche, not a child care service.
No.
Nor a prison.
We were we were hoping that you knew of some of the sages who may be studying gnolls and may wish to keep live samples for a little bit while we figure out a way to get these gnolls home.
Home? To new job? Now, surely you are joking.
No.
And Zeph will poke their head further out. So sort of the hair comes first out the door, then the eyes. Not all of them are gnolls. There are 2 other drow. Also a large tank.
No, the 2 drow can stay. The tank is more of a research project and not full of moonlight.
It is definitely full of moonlight.
Full of moonlight, you say?
Yes.
You capture it from the university?
Indeed.
No.
Fascinating.
A roundabout way.
Tell me, does moonlight normally scream?
And Zeph will peek further out and adjust their glasses. That's an excellent question. We shall have to perform an experiment.
I think we can leave this one to a mystery.
No, that is a very good question, Keller.
Is it? Auton?
Yes.
Well, we know that this tank isn't full of moonlight, but the tank screams.
Wait, is it or is it not full of moonlight? I'm confused.
It is not.
Definitely full of moonlight.
No.
Oh, I see. It's one of... Very well. I will recuse myself from this academic disagreement until I am better researched.
Yes. Back to the matter at hand, specifically the gnolls and not the tank. Do you have a contact amongst the... It wouldn't be zoological. The anthropological coalition of the sages?
Let me see. And Zeph will come out of their actual lab or archive, whatever you want to call it, and will start walking around the group of the gnolls and occasionally sort of like peer at them. They are in poor condition.
They were prisoners of war and being forced to make eidolons.
So this is not an employment situation. This is a refugee situation.
It could be both.
Mostly the refugee.
Hmm. And Zeph will walk up to the knoll in the front, and will say in what you sounds like perfect Knollish, something that is not that you can't parse. Huh. Well, why didn't you say they were educated?
Zeph, I I speak.
Auton, really?
I don't speak Knollish. And Atan will bleat at the goat's retort that he's not fluent. I very much am. We're having this conversation.
All right. The degree to which this is going to impact you, I'm going to ask for a compel and academia roll here.
Excellent.
Can I assist?
How are you assisting?
I'm very persuasive.
I'm going to need more than that.
Keller's good with people, and so he'll try and butter her up.
All right. Take an extra die for Keller.
Sounds good.
Okay. Very well. I will do this as a favor for you, Auton. Understand that you owe me.
We will add it to the list.
Mm-hmm. And it will take some time before we can adjust our food schedule, so you will, of course, be contributing financially for the first week or so.
Absolutely.
Yes. I would like the two of you to take 1d3 silver stress. You can split it between the two of you however you'd like, assuming that you roll more than one.
Assuming it doesn't just eat my message.
Silver stress.
2.
I'll take one. Or you know what? I'll take both.
I mean, I have a safety net of silver as well.
Oh. Okay. I do not.
In that case, I will absolutely take 1. I mean, I can take the other. I have no stress at the moment.
I do. If I take silver stress, I'll have to roll Fallout. Right, Matt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me do it.
Oh, okay. Do you want 1 or 2?
I'll take both.
Okay.
All right, so I got 2, and I have to roll Fallout now. Which is here.
Nothing. No effect. You hand over some amount of silver, presumably enough to buy some meat or buy some food that is probably not sentient goat.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, this is an interesting opportunity, Auton.
Mm-hmm.
And am I to take that too? They point at the tank. What is that? Right, or not moonlight. Moonlight or not moonlight?
Moonlight.
There's a very good chance that there is a demon trapped inside of it.
Oh, lovely.
Our associate, Calix, is currently, Anatan will whisper this low, under the delusion that everything in Spire contains moonlight trapped within it. And by cracking things open, the moonlight trapped within can be released. The delusions have gotten a little bit stronger after an unfortunate visit to the universities.
It is terrible what they're doing there. Regardless, wouldn't be the first time I've had to deal with moonlight obsession.
Wait, this isn't?
No. Have you not read? No, medical history was never your area, was it?
No, it's all fleshy.
Well, at some point when you're not babysitting gnolls and tanks full of moonlight, you can come read about it. There's a fascinating case study.
Aton will make a mental note to check the stacks to hopefully fix Calyx. Not that you need fixing, Calyx. You're perfect just the way you are.
All right. With that, the gnolls will be seemingly a little bit happier now that they are start having a rapid fire conversation with Zeph. And before they go into where Zeph will bring them, one of them will just turn back towards the group of you and will again crouch back on his haunches and nod deeply in gratitude. You can all also take a individual level bond with the Gnoll POWs.
That's nice.
All right, with them safely, probably, squared away in the Vermissian, what is your next plan?
Where can we safely open this?
No.
The nice lady with the hair will be keeping it safe for now, Calyx.
I am willing to leave Spire with it.
Oh. We should revisit that after this current crisis has passed.
We might have to deal with this now.
Mark, I am okay with you letting it go if you would like to, but certainly that's up to you whether you want to deal with it right now.
No, I would definitely like to deal with it. Yep, out of character. This is my last session, so I'm happy to have that go however it goes.
Okay. We have someone at our door. Be right back in just a moment. I don't know what is going on. Sorry.
No, there's not someone at your door. There's someone at Ben's door.
It's the same door.
What?
Shocker.
I know. Wild. Oh. I'm sorry to hear it's your last session.
Yeah, the schedule.
Oof. Whatever you want. If you want to go out with a bang.
Bang.
Or a pilgrimage with the vessel.
I think the pilgrimage is probably the least destructive to the story option.
Jeremy is fine with you going destructive. Aton will try and stop you, but
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Aton will try and stop you. Jeremy's fine with it. we can probably get you some kind of land vehicle to go on this pilgrimage.
Your options for leaving Spire are as follows, if you would like. You can go on foot outside of the North Gate. You can take a boat from the North Docks. You can take a skywhale from the Sky Docks. Or you can attempt to travel the tunnels that lead from under Spire to the Drow home nations, understanding that you are walking through those tunnels towards a civil war.
Probably a land vehicle is the best bet.
Okay. Then you're looking to head to the bottom of Spire then, and
Yeah.
head out to the main. It's not the north gate. I think it's the blue gate actually. But yeah.
Yeah, looks like the blue
Yeah.
gate's where the crack is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So, I think what we'll do then is we'll say that we can end this session with an epilogue of Calix heading out overland from the gate with the giant what's the name for a pressurized vat? There must be an actual word for it.
Yeah, the
Tanker?
that vessel. What's it called? There's a word for it.
Cask?
It's bigger than a cask. Anyway,
Kettle. Yeah, I don't know.
we can. Yeah, I'm happy to have that be sort of the end of our thing as a goodbye to Calix.
Sure. Yeah. I think I will leave one of my daggers with each of you, and smile broadly with my fanged teeth because I don't need them anymore. A going away token.
Aton will make a mental image or take a photo of you to paint into that picture someday,
Yes.
and hand you a silver bar for your travels, because you're probably going to need it more than we will.
Most likely.
Probably true. For now, though, let's say that you are able to head out and get commission transport and a caravan. It will be ready later today.
Mm-hmm.
They have to assemble provisions and paperwork for you to leave the city with the device. So you have several hours before you'll be ready to leave.
Yeah.
Calix.
Sasha's going to miss filling out that paperwork.
Until then, is there anything you'd like to do? The group of you?
Alex, your show. Anything you want to get done before the end?
I don't think so. And Calix has a singular obsession with this right now, so all other plans have kind of gone out the window.
I think we need to find out about she.
Mm-hmm.
There is one nebulous she that we can ask. We could pay a visit to the Blood Witch.
Mm.
Princess, where are you? As Aton will begrudgingly call for the cat.
The bedraggled, filthy cat immediately bites you in the ankle. You were certain it wasn't here moments ago, or if it was, it has stayed in your blind spot this entire time.
I know you hate me, and that we're getting rid of one of your favorite people. But can you take us to Mom?
Princess will survey the group of you and just tail up, will begin stalking off through the Vermissian without waiting to see if you're following.
All right.
Thank you, Zeph. We'll be back.
Sorry, back for what? Oh, right, for the Knoll. Zeph is already like elbows deep in the latest research thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, whatever it is you're doing. What are you doing? Wait, no, don't answer that. I don't want to know.
Best not to know.
The research text will be filed accordingly.
Good. See that it is. Swear, youth these days.
Keller, remind me to get Sasha to write that for me.
Princess leads you through the Vermissian on a path, Auton, that you would swear shouldn't work. It, as far as you know, should have led you to a dead end, and yet, before too long, you are at a side tunnel that exits out into the main drain, which exits out into Perch. By this point, the sun has set, and the large smoky barrels that that hide Perch from the sun's destructive rays have been stoked down, set to embers for the evening, and the moon and the stars twinkle in the air. Perch is quieter than you remember. Seems to be fewer people running around. There is no bound posted at the entrance, as there would normally be. But there is still activity within the district. You see people moving over the various bits of scaffolding, swinging from rope to rope. Princess brings you to the area just off of the entrance where there is a noticeable gap in the scaffolding. And once confirming that you are all following, we'll just walk out into midair and then disappear from sight.
Follow.
Hate this part. Tom will follow.
Have faith.
I
If you
have many
follow-
regrets about my life choices.
Oh, just don't offer any amount of blood, and you should be fine. And don't offer to bathe the cat.
Oh, yes, no.
Noted.
The three of you step out into space, and the nothingness supports you. And once you have fully left the main scaffolding, it's almost as if it disappears and the one that you are walking towards appears. It is a palatial building, somehow affixed to the side of the city, supported by a flimsy wooden floor which should be in no way able to support the grand gardens and fountain and marble that decorate the space.
This is a Blood Witch's territory.
Yes. And she's really done up some very nice topiaries. I don't believe those were here last time.
They were not. We've just had some work done.
The topiaries turn to watch you as you describe them.
Lovely thing you've got going on with the ears.
Princess reappears from the door to the palace and makes a huffy meowing sound at you.
Yes, we're coming.
Right behind you.
The inside of the building is as fine as the outside. Overstuffed furniture, finely carved chairs, smooth, lacquered tables, plates full of cookies.
Oh.
Don't eat those, Auton would say, tapping Calix's hand. You remember what happened last time after we left.
I still like to imagine.
What happened last time?
Once we're out, we can tell you. Not in her presence.
Yes.
I don't want to be bitten again. Glaring at the cat.
The cat leads you into a sitting room where, staring out one of the fine windows with a large book, is a beautiful Alfir woman, mask on, back straight, clothing fine and spotless. She will look over her shoulder as the three of you enter, and without seeming to actually move, the chair and her turn so that she is facing you. Just one moment they are the window, and one moment they are towards you. He raises, he would say she raises an eyebrow behind a mask. More accurately, the mask itself raises an eyebrow.
Mm.
A social visit, Princess. They come back, presumably with news of their success. And a new friend.
News of our partial success.
Or multiple smaller successes.
Equivocation.
We've found some of the trinkets. She which you seek has left behind.
Suddenly, the chair is not across the room. It is directly in front of you, Auton, and she leans forward. The trinkets. Tell me of them.
Knoll-made silver chain. Designed not to bind, but to decorate. In horrid ways. Forges left unattended.
The mask starts to melt from a happy or elegant thing into an ever more angry form. You think that she's getting bigger too, and soon it feels like she's looming over you, Auton. I will say, insolent girl. She meddles with forces that are better left alone. She picks up Princess, will be the end of all of us. Isn't that so, Princess?
Seeing that no explanation is immediately forthcoming, Keller's just going to sidle forward, hand out, and say, Keller Parsival from the Torch. Who is she?
Misinterpreting your question, or perhaps deliberately not answering you, she'll say to Princess, she is the owner of this house. She is the great Blood Witch. You may call her Molly. She will take your hand, Keller, and bring it up to her face or her lips to kiss.
No. Well,
when she does that, instead of a kiss, there is a small, sharp pain, and when your hand comes back, it is bleeding.
Oh, no, that's more like what I was expecting, yes.
Molly is asked us to look into some things. An insolent, ungrateful, and Autumn will add in a few more adjectives to grovel, former student who appears to be making eidolons and drugs, and perhaps influencing a serial killer. But that last one is pure speculation.
Yes. They begin to see the shape, the pattern, the plot. If I were not bound here, princess. Were I not blinded, betrayed, I would destroy her myself. Alas! Seems I must.
Here.
Yes. Yes, we are bound in this wretched place, my lovely.
By what?
Sorcery.
By your ungrateful student.
That little whip of a thing could never bind me, no. Trickery.
So you were
Betrayal.
deceived.
Yes. And she will look at Auton, but speak to the cat. The new friend is not as intelligent as the old friends.
The new friend is still catching up.
The new friend likes to ask questions. An unfortunate side effect of working for public media.
Such a shame what's happening to the arts.
Speaking of... Oh, go ahead.
No, please.
Speaking of the arts, we believe we've found a lovely performance that's being acted out in real life across Spire. The Curator of Silence. A swan has come to descend on Spire. Do you know anything of it?
Her toys, her playthings, her tools, they concern me not. Only the larger picture. Her beasts, her familiars, whether they be swan in form or swan in name, offer no threat to me.
But they offer a threat to us, who would do your bidding.
She scoops up a princess and will nestle her mask against the pristine fur. We'll say, if my visitors cannot defend themselves against such a being as that, then they are broken, worthless tools, and I shall have to find new ones. And yet, 'tis not right to ignore progress, small though it is. It would be fair to share some dregs of my constrained power, wouldn't it, darling? Suddenly, there are 3 of her standing, one in front of each of you. Let us see what we can see. And she will grab all 3 of your heads, well, each of your heads with each of her copies. The world swirls and twists. And then there's a moment of blackness. Juwasha Rhyme Cracks Beneath is cold. It used to be a novel experience. There was a time she didn't realize Alfir could feel cold, but now, every morning when she undoes the straps that keep her from drowning in her sleep, when she pulls herself from the frigid water and inspects the enchantments that keep the water from freezing solid, she feels cold. She knows what this means. Juwasha dresses, noting yet another line in her skin, her eyes sunken in just a bit more. Her mask, all graceful geometry and perfect ratios carved into an ebony field. covers the weakness in her face. A single-minded focus and a deliberate, powerful posture cover the weakness in her body. Downstairs, the household servants bring out a morning meal for her. Lucien is reading today's news sheets, and her son is going on about the fierce competition for principal dancer in his cohort's ballet production. She makes appropriate greeting noises to them, but her mind is already elsewhere. The third link clearly needs more iron in the alloy. It will increase resistance, true, but it will also reinforce the most common failure point they've observed. Shaving a bit of weight off the bottom of the anterior ring might prevent the resonance they've observed when "I will absolutely die if Makarios gets the part," Gabriel says loudly enough to interrupt her planning. "You can stop that, right, Mother?" Juasha's eyes flick up to Lucien, and she twitches her head ever so slightly. He accepts the quiet censure and smoothly cuts into the conversation. "Makarios won't get the part unless you haven't practiced enough," he begins, and Juasha stops paying attention to the rest of that conversation. Today, it will work today, and if it doesn't work today, it will work tomorrow. Juasha pushes herself to her feet, touches her family briefly on their shoulders in farewell, and heads off to work. Molly is sitting back at the window as if she has never moved. You see her.
Yes.
You see her weakness.
Aging?
If only.
She is cracking.
Yes.
Obsession.
Madness. Betrayal. Powers that are best left undisturbed. You will stop her, or you will die. I will not hurt them, Princess. But they will die if they fail.
We will die if we succeed, just later.
True. What do the scurrying tools need, then, from Molly? A mission? They have one. A target? They have seen her.
She also has another weakness. A great weakness that many people share. She has a family.
Truth.
And
Although
we know where he will be.
cold. Cold like her. Perhaps that is the right path. Perhaps not. It is not for me to say.
If she's the source of all of this, and we remove her from the equation, what's next for you?
My word is complete. My imprisonment ends.
And then?
And then back to my sisters. Out of this place. Back to my home. You should not go there.
And what of us?
And she gestures. Endless possibility, princess. The future is open to them. It no longer ends with death, but with choice.
So we do this for you, and you leave.
No. They do this for themselves.
We do this for Spire.
They do this for high-minded ideals, she corrects.
And you've tolerated our assistance because no one else could?
Their assistance has been supported, tolerated, because they are well positioned to act. But there are others. I suspect the paladins would be less gentle than the drow.
Why do you want us to be gentle for your student?
Oh, not for my student. No, gentle for Spire. My student, well, when you find her, when she cowers and begs for mercy, they should tear her limb from limb.
Then that could certainly be arranged. Perhaps, though, there's something you could do for us before you leave.
Before I leave,
Once we do this for you, deal with your student.
your life is insufficient as reward? Protection of those you hold dear? Continued existence of the drow sacred burial areas? They are greedy, princess.
We are at war, Blood Witch.
They demand boon upon boon, as if the action is not worth it in itself. This is how we lost the war, isn't it, darling? Every drow thinking of advancement, positioning, rather than unity.
She is definitely an elf here, right?
The Blood Witch?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Who's to say? Anything could be anything in here.
okay.
Don't eat the cookies.
Yes. A very strong suspicion that she is the fourth sister.
Oh, interesting.
But that's never been confirmed and will never be confirmed.
Night wanes, the moon moves. Little drow. Time is finite.
Then we should go take care of your problem.
We should go take care of our problem.
The problem of all who would reside in Spire. drow and Elfir and gnoll and human and goat and gutterkin, all will suffer.
You have power, Blood Witch, that is undeniable. I don't think what I would ask would tax you at all.
Always with negotiations. Speak then.
There are gnolls in the Vermissian. They need to be returned home. Alive, intact, as gnolls.
Well, there are no prisoners throughout Spire that need to be returned home.
I was being modest, but if that's within your tolerance.
Roll me compel and occult, please.
I can do that. An 8.
If that is the boon the scurrying ones will demand, once freed from this prison, the gnolls can find their way home. But do not neglect your duties. Should things already in motion come to pass, there will be no way home for any of us.
Thank you for your assistance.
Very well. Princess will continue to watch you.
Perhaps Princess can also bite a little less. That is for Princess to decide.
Ah, they learn. How charming. Scurry along, spiders. I tire of this.
Keller will dip his head and turn to leave.
Likewise.
The same. Waving a fond farewell to the topiaries on the way out.
The topiaries have changed. Well, on the way in, they were things like rabbits and goats, and on the way out, they are figures tortured in pain and screaming. They don't actually scream, you don't think, but they are, yes, rictus and clutching.
Charming, charming place.
Well, we now have a name and several avenues of approach. Isn't that right, Princess? Need to spend less time with her. I'm beginning to act like her. That's probably not a good sign.
Princess will, at this, try to claw her way up you and sit on your shoulder.
Autumn will protest solely as much as she is being clawed, not in the act of climbing up and getting on this shoulder.
Princess does smell vile.
For the rest of this session, Aton breathed exclusively open-mouthed.
Fair enough.
I really love the notion of targeting Joash's family.
Yeah.
That's vile.
That feels like an us thing.
Okay.
It would make Xantha proud.
Well, you have 2 names. husband.
I think that's just the.
You know
That's the
that
drow word for it.
Yep.
you know that Gabriel is doing something with ballet, and Lucian could be a business type. You're having to extrapolate out from reading a broadsheet, but
We know she cares for them. She touched their shoulder.
That's perhaps as close as an open-mouthed kiss amongst them.
I mean, kissing's not really a huge thing among the Alfir. Kind of hard to do with masks.
That's why the
Yeah.
physical contact would be.
I'll put out feelers, see if I can find anything about either of them.
There's absolutely going to be something in the Vermissian about one or both of them.
Seeing as we're heading towards the end of the session, there's a thing I would like to ask, which is, Calix, are there anything that needs to be done, any pilgrimages that need to be made, any blessings that need to be received before you travel out of Spire? Any final business to attend to?
I think I will visit the Naj, my superior,
Okay.
who ostensibly does not know that I am in the ministry.
Yeah. You are in Perch, so you are nearby where your creche is.
Yeah.
I think. Has Auton ever seen Calix's midwifery?
Not in action, I don't believe.
Keller probably not, since he's new to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking them with you?
It's probably best I go alone.
Okay. Then you will head off to one of the more secure parts of Perch. It is reinforced with multiple beams, both the ropes above and struts below. It is fully enclosed, unlike many of the huts. When you arrive, the eggs greet you with a soft susurration. They look healthy. Naj is sleeping on a cot in the room beside her office, such as it is. What do you do?
I watch her for a few moments and then gently place a hand on her shoulder. Just wake her.
In sleep, her stern expression is softened. There is the hint of a smile, the lines on the face having relaxed. When you wake her gently, she smoothly comes awake and will blink at you with her additional eyes. Calix, is everything as it should be?
Everything is as it is.
It is not your shift at the moment.
No. And never will be again.
And
I
she'll
must
tilt her head
leave
to look at you.
I must leave Spire to deliver something else onto the world.
A calling.
Yes, a deep calling.
she'll hold out one of her arms and take your hand. A calling of moonlight.
Yes.
Strange to be so blessed by more than one goddess. And yet, who am I to countenance resistance to Ishkra or Lombre? And you are surprised, perhaps, to hear her name one of the band goddesses.
I must remain open to what is asked for me, regardless of who it is.
Very well. Would you be surprised to know that you are not the first?
Yes.
Perhaps you will see others on the road. Those who... Well, you'll see. But know that you go with my blessing and the blessing of the Order on such a pilgrimage. Do you have any final instructions before you leave in regards to your rooms, your goods, your charges?
I'm sure you know how best to manage my charges, but I do have companions who may come seeking me, or seeking after me, or something that I have left behind. Treat them gently.
She nods with the delicacy of Ishkra.
And I think with that, I'll just nod and take my leave.
At the bottom of Spire is a door. A customs house, a large district split into representative of the way that Spire itself is split. The area below with the doors and the entrances, the egresses, filled with drow even at this time, moving goods in and out, preparing for commerce. And the Alfir district walled off, sitting quietly and cold above the rest of the area. You have no problems getting your paperwork sorted, getting goats and a cart to move the large brass egg. The caravanners try to ask where you are going. Do you have an answer, or will you just know it when you see it?
Yeah, I think I tell them that it is not a destination, but a journey.
And they nod. They are used to strange requests and unusual destinations, and they don't press further, assuming that you know what you are doing. Auton and Keller, are you there to say goodbye?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or Keller is.
Spire, in this moment, is quiet and beautiful. Somehow the smells of the city are nostalgic rather than sharp, and the distant sound of the water from the docks carries across the base of the city, just to sort of lap gently at your ears. A carriage is prepared, a wagon with the egg covered with tarps and ropes to hold it into place. And when you're ready, you can take your leave of the city.
I think I will just say, continue to work in my name.
Of course. Auton will pat the side of the city. She'll be in good hands.
Or at least in ours.
Auton would extend arms in a request for a hug.
Yeah. And but by this point, there are probably more arms with which to hug you.
Excellent. And as the hug ends, Auton shall hand you the silver bar engraved from the knolls for your travels.
And yeah, head out.
And that is the last we see. The lights of the caravan and Calyx disappearing into the darkness away from Spire. We will stop there for today. Would people like to do stars and wishes at this time?
Yeah. This has been really, really cool. I've had a great time. That was a better send-off than I could have possibly imagined. Yeah, I will keep an ear out for news of what what happens after I leave. Yeah, it's been a good time all around.
Stars all around. How dare you make me cry at this moment? I guess, how dare you chop onions somehow in another country? That was a beautiful send-off. It's been so good getting to play with Calyx and you. All of the things that you've managed to pull our asses out of with spiders and extra limbs and finding avenues that I did not see as possibilities was delightful. And I wish that at some point in the future we get to play another game together.
Yeah, same.
I only got to play with Calyx for a little bit, but it was fun how delightfully weird and body horror you leaned with her from what I saw. And it was really cool to see a midwife in play, and the way you carried her was great. And yeah, glad I got to be here for at least a few sessions with Calyx.
Yeah, indeed. I appreciate that you played. I had a lot of fun running for you, Mark. Calyx was very, very memorable, and thank you for playing it. And also thank you for leaning into the weirdness at the end there.
Oh yeah.
I have a new egg to hatch as a fantastic line for a midwife. And I thought that's really neat. And I hope that I don't know if it'll work, but I hope personally as a human that Calyx is able to find a way to safely discharge the vat and let the moonlight out, and then find a new calling or a new adventure.
Yeah.
Other stars for today. Jeremy, thank you for the weird Vermissian typing goat. Not what I expected. I'm happy it's there. Ben, thank you for getting for having the sort of. I know it's the first time you, Keller, had met Molly, so it was fun to sort of have you be able to be a little bit taken aback by that, and also the interesting fight. I thought you did some interesting stuff in the fight at the beginning, so thank you for that. I will do my best to post summaries and to make it so that you can follow the wrap up of the story, Mark, in the channel.
Yeah.
Sorry that it didn't work out timing wise. This has ended up being a bit of a longer, weirder thing than I had originally planned for.
Yeah,
So
all good.
All right. Well, then next week is the 21st. I am still planning to run.
Available.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, just verbal thumbs up.
Okay. Cool.
It was good to play with you again, Mark. And
Likewise. I'm sure we will play again sometime soon.
Yeah, well, Band of Blades.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, I'll
Gotta
see you
torch
all
your
around.
Kirish.
Yes, let's do it. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye, folks. Have a good day.
Well.
Thanks, Matt.